had a series of visions when I was younger. And after each one ended, the same thought would be stuck in my head.
What did you see?
I saw a nun. Word of my visions reached the church, and I was asked to accompany a priest to an abbey in Romania.
The abbey has a long history.
Valak.
Not all good.
What?
Finley, down. Guardian's here.
Sister, please. This way.
Hello?
This is our new orphanage. It's as big as a castle.
Feel free to use the house as you see fit. Mrs. Mullins and I stay down here. Your rooms are upstairs. Locked, and it stays that way.
Hello? You're the Mullins daughter, aren't you?
Can you help me?
What do you need?
Janice says she's seen your daughter.
My daughter has been dead for a very long time.
She was taken from us at an early age. We prayed to see our beloved girl again. The contact started small, but then it wanted permission to move into a doll so that it could be with us forever. We said yes.
Your sister is coming after me.
Who?
An evil presence. It's because I'm the weakest.
It's the doll. The devil. Annabelle?
All right there, Sprifferdoor. It's that time again. For another goddamn movie review. Well, actually, another one that's going to be a double feature. Yeah.
Didn't we say we weren't going to do double features anymore?
Yeah, well,
In
that
the
didn't
last
last
video?
long.
I know, that lasted like one video.
Yeah, about that, give or take.
But we
go ahead.
get a pass because we're doing a marathon. We were doing a movie marathon. We were just muscling through some shit.
Exactly, yes. And for those of you who are wondering, as you guys can tell from the title of the video, clearly we are exploring the fucking Conjuring universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah, so Faye kind of got me on this fucking thing, and I was sitting here today bored off my ass. I'm like, you know what, I think I'm going to download all the fucking movies, and, like, we'll start watching them if you want, like a little marathon. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I did.
Which I'm totally down for it.
So
I mean, yeah, within reason though. Like I can't watch all 8 movies in one day.
no, it's possible you can, but like that's too much of a burden to put on somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyways, so we decided that we were going to start chronologically.
Yep.
So we did not start with the first Conjuring and then the second one and then whatever you want to call it, and then work our way through like the spin-offs, fucking and shit like that. We decided to start from the very beginning and go based on the timeline, which is like the years the movies actually take place in. So the first one being is The Nun. And I'll let you start on this one, Faye, because I know you got a lot to say. Because you've seen it multiple times. I've only seen it once, so.
Well, The Nun I actually only ended up watching like a couple of times. I want to say like 2 tops, well 3 now, because it's not my favorite. It's not. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not like there's some bad horror movies out there. It's not bad. It's just I can't. It's not my thing. I don't know. I just thought, yeah. I just thought it was a little boring.
I gotta start over your own words. There's fucking fake. Goddamn. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, fucking, for me personally, man, like, I was kind of a little bit excited going into the whole entire aspect of diving deep into this universe, because I've only seen one film, and that's, like, the very first Conjuring, when this series first came about and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so going into this, man, I was like, all right, cool, man. Like, we're going to watch The Nun first, because that's the first chronologically wise.
Yeah.
And I walked away with kind of mostly negative feelings from the film. But
right.
I wanted to keep an open mind, right? Because I know, like this whole entire Conjuring universe thing has to start somewhere, right? And it sucks that it had to be The Nun. Because I do agree that it is the weakest entry in the entire universe side.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Yeah, and it's like when finding out that they're making a sequel to it, which I'm relatively surprised by. But I mean,
I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised they're making a sequel, because for me, The Nun was like extremely slow. Like everything moved at like a glacial pace. It was so slow. And there was all this build up for like, I don't know, that movie could have been totally different than it was. And I feel like, I don't know, it just kind of went in the wrong direction, or it had the wrong writers. I don't know. So I don't know what happened there, but like it just did not mesh well to me with the rest of the movies. I get it's still part of the universe or whatever, but it's just my least favorite. I'm not saying it's bad. I would never call something like bad that, somebody, I don't know, worked on that hard, I guess. But it's not my thing. It was so slow.
Yeah, no, that, like, my opinion is pretty much basically the same. Were, like, don't get me wrong, there were a couple standout and interesting moments that'd be like, hey, cool, are you going to elaborate on this more? And I think that's a little bit more, and yeah, exactly, then they don't, and then it kind of makes you feel like, well, that's a fucking missed opportunity.
Yeah, like you're let down then. You're like, what the hell? What? Wait a minute, back it up. So there was definitely some cool things. I think it was cool that they used the actress that plays Lorraine Warren. They used her sister to play Sister Irene, or isn't it Sister Irene? Yeah.
Yeah.
In The Nun, and I thought that was kind of cool. That was interesting, but that doesn't have anything really to do with the movie itself. But I just thought it was kind of cool. But to me, because I watched the movies in the order that they came out, right? So I saw The Conjuring 2 before I saw The Nun, and everything they explained in The Conjuring 2 about Valak or whatever is the exact same stuff that they explained about it in The Nun. So it was extremely repetitive.
Yes. Now, I mean, I haven't seen the second Conjuring yet, which we're going to be doing that probably, hopefully, this weekend.
Yeah.
Get the last 4 done out of the way.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting for me because, like, I don't know anything about that character outside from what I saw today. So that's going
Yeah.
to be interesting going into the second movie and be like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
I think that once we do watch it, like you're gonna like it so much more, and you're gonna understand the character, like the non-character, right? Like
Right.
so much more, because they just didn't explain it. Like there were some good moments in the Nun movie, but just I don't know, just and then the ending, like the whole movie's super slow, and then they rushed the entire
Yeah, the
ending.
ending just gets completely rushed.
It was so strange, and I don't know, like I could sleep through it. It's super boring. So I don't recommend. But I mean, if you like the Conjuring movies, then okay, watch it. But
As a standalone film,
my
I
least.
mean, yeah, I agree with you. If you're a fan of the Conjuring like series itself, and you want to dive deep into that that universe, then definitely do not skip on out on the film. And I would definitely say that if you haven't seen the films yet, go in chronological order. I would definitely say I think it's pretty
Yes.
fair to say, right?
Yeah.
But overall, if you just watch this as a standalone horror film and not give a shit about watching the other ones, then definitely a hard pass.
Hard pass. Yeah.
Like it's got
For
some
me
pretty
too.
cool, scary moments in the film, but like it's not like oh my god, I nearly shit my pants kind of scary. You know what I mean?
There are very few scary moments in the Nun. I think, just in general,
Right. Yeah, it
it's
could.
pretty tame. It's pretty slow.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely it's a little interesting, but I mean, I digress. But overall, though, man, definitely a skip if you don't care about the actual the universe side. But if you do, then definitely give it a watch for sure, because that way it just adds a little extra value to your incentives to keep going with the fucking series.
Yeah.
But then, speaking of which, though, getting to a better fucking story, and that is I would say the prequel to all the Annabelle movies, that being Annabelle Creation.
Yep.
That movie was fucking awesome.
It is so good. It has way better scares, way better story, way better everything, I
Yep.
think, over the Nun. Like, so I would rank that over the Nun for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. That movie though, because I mean, clearly, I mean, I know about the real life doll that it's referencing and shit like that.
Yeah.
And the story behind that shit like that, because I've seen a lot of those types of videos on YouTube. Like when I'm bored off my ass, I'll just go down that long down the rabbit hole. Or, yeah, you start watching some weird shit. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've seen my fair share of videos based on the Annabelle doll and how possessed it is and what it can do to people and shit like that. So seeing a movie and how the only time you get to see what the original doll looks like is at the very end.
Yeah, there's a little
yeah,
glimpse.
Yeah, little glimpse of what the original doll looks like. But
Yeah, which is just the
Raggedy Ann doll.
Raggedy Ann doll, yeah. I do want to say, because a lot of people complained that Annabelle is not actually Annabelle. They should have used a Raggedy Ann doll for the movie.
No.
Could you imagine a fucking horror movie with Raggedy Ann as the fucking main character? People would be like,
what the fuck is this? Yeah.
This is some trash ass shit.
I'm sure they wanted to, but maybe they just didn't want to Okay, so I'm sure you're aware of movie sets that get cursed and stuff, right? Like the Poltergeist original movie set, fucking, freaking the Twilight Zone with that airplane or helicopter that fucking actually crashed during the filming and whatnot.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get what I'm saying. The Omen too, as well, is also another one too that's apparently cursed too. So I'm wondering if maybe they decided not to do that just because the original doll itself is that, and they didn't want to have people become that overly obsessive and want to actually own dolls that look like the original. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying with that. I think it was more of an appearance thing, a look, because nobody's gonna look at that Raggedy Ann doll and go, "Yeah, that thing's fucking creepy." They're gonna look at that thing and be like, "This thing looks fucking challenged," you know. But you get that Annabelle doll, the little ceramic head doll thingy or wood whatever that they used for the movie, and you can see the progression. right, where she goes from this nice new clean doll to this like fucked up thing.
Yeah, like
And
heavily abused and shit, and like the
yeah,
demonic,
like
yeah,
scratched up, like, you know,
bloodshot eyes and
and
shit like that. Yeah,
that's far more creepy. People are more creeped out by dolls like that, dolls that were in, you know, that type of doll than they would be a Raggedy Ann.
right.
So it would also feed off more people's actual like fears, you know, because people are actually afraid of dolls like that
Right, but at the
too. So
same time, like with the original doll, right? Like it's also like perfectly a perfect entity, right, for a spirit to possess. Given the fact that kids are an easy target with a doll like that, stupid easy target, like for a doll like that.
right,
You know what I mean? And what better way
yeah,
for like like when you pay attention to the whole Annabelle side, right? Like whatever that demon is, and
yeah,
stuff like that, like, man, that thing would have a fucking field day. No wonder that thing is fucking dangerous as shit.
yeah, for sure, yeah. Um, yeah. So I know they went for authenticity for some of it, but I'm glad they didn't with the doll.
Right.
Also, you know, some of the stuff they did, but I think some of that is just hearsay. I don't know about the Annabelle creation movie, if that's necessarily based off case files or whatever. I don't think that it is, but it's still really good either way. Like opening story for it for that thing. I
Right.
don't want to say character because it's not really character. It's just like a they call it like a conduit, right? Like a
Yeah.
doll or
Like a vessel, essentially.
yeah.
That's what they use it off of. And you see that,
So
you see that 100% too as well, fucking, in the, another one that will be in a review form tomorrow, or whatever you want to call it, that when we do the next one.
yeah,
And that would be like for the original 2014 Annabelle that came out. Because there's one scene in that
right.
particular where you can see the demon hiding behind the fucking doll,
Yeah, yep.
which is hella creepy, by the way.
Yeah. So and the Annabelle creation, like they're all very dark and like, you know, whatever. But I don't know, there was just something different about the Annabelle creation movie. I mean, we're just talking the two we've watched so far, like
Right.
versus each other, you know.
Right.
The Nun was super dark and it looked like it was, you know, like you said, it was like filmed in Dracula's castle or some shit.
Yeah, Romania and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so it did. But I don't know, there was just a lot of like just the way they filmed that Annabelle movie creation was like really good, I thought.
No, it was. It was.
And I
And
like,
then like the story behind like the mother and father and some of that, and how like, you know what I mean, like after their kid, like that part like threw me off because I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, yeah.
That shit was crazy.
It was kind of cool though for them to show like how the doll ended up with the name Annabelle and everything, right?
Yeah.
So that I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, that shit
But
is fucking hella creepy, man.
I definitely recommend. I like the cast they put in that one. You know, I thought everything about it was pretty good. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
not my favorite out of all of the Conjuring movies, but of the two, it is my favorite.
Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoy it. Definitely give it a recommended. Way better than fucking than I thought it was gonna be. Like goddamn.
Yeah. I thought you just wanted to do the gag thing way better than but you coughed. But you coughed. I was like, wait, what? It was that bad? It was pukey bad?
No. God, no. We're not talking about ghoulies here.
Right. Oh god, yeah. I don't want to talk about that. It's traumatic
Yeah,
fucking
don't
memory.
worry, you guys ain't. You guys, yeah, we're not doing a review on ghoulies, man. We can't do it, man. No, cannot do it.
No. Hard pass for me.
Yep, super hard pass.
So
So
yeah,
you-
I also definitely recommend. Yeah.
Right, excellent. So yeah, so the next video that we're gonna put up is gonna be for the next two, which is gonna be Annabelle and then fucking The Conjuring. I think that's what it is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's 8 films, so you're definitely gonna see fucking a review and our thoughts based on all 8 of them too, as well, over the course of this week. So look forward to that.
Yes.
So like I said, don't recommend The Nun if you're going in solo wise and that's the only film you want to watch. Don't recommend it. If you're going in to watch it based on the whole universe side, then I definitely agree that you should watch it, just to actually tie into The Conjuring 2 and so on and so forth.
Yeah, just to watch it.
Just like to have it on your belt, you know what I mean? So that way you get a better understanding, have a better introduction to what a nun is. Which even the movie does kind of a piss poor job of it fucking explaining too.
It really does. It really does. Wait till we watch the second Conjuring. You're gonna be like, this is so like repetitive because they just stole basically they stole just bits and pieces of what they said in Conjuring 2. They didn't even like fully explain everything. I don't know.
Yeah,
So.
no, that's stupid. But with that, though, that will be the end of this episode. Thank you all for coming out and checking this out. Make sure you guys check out the next one, too, as well. And I'll see you guys here on the next one, man. We out this bitch. Later, hoe bags.